speaker, Ms. Sarafina.
So, what is it about you that makes you special? Thump, thump, thump. My heart slammed into my ribs, the rhythm sounding out the insecurities I usually try to keep under wraps. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut, had the wind knocked out of me. My brain scrambled, grasped for answers as the pit in my stomach swelled. Somehow, with a single question and the raise of an eyebrow, my interviewer managed to call everything that I am into question from across the table at San Francisco Coffee. Looking back, I wonder why the question blindsided me the way it did, how I even managed to go so long without being asked that pivotal question, what makes you special? I guess the reason it hit me so hard is that I'd always felt like a fraud, like I'd been fooling the entire world by portraying this perfect, together version of myself that doesn't exist. And there, on a random Saturday morning at San Francisco Coffee, I'd been called out directly. All it took was one question, a single tug on a thread, to make my whole facade unravel. Finally, I gave my answer. I'm not special, that is. I hesitated, then continued. And I'm not sure anyone is. Crap, wrong answer. I regretted the words the second they left my mouth. This was a college interview, after all. I was supposed to be selling myself, putting my best foot forward the way I've been taught, showcasing the carefully edited version of Fina that I pull out especially for occasions like this one. My confidence sinking fast, I felt positive that that was it, the nail in the coffin of my entire application. My interviewer, a cool, casually dressed, and pretty chill 40-something-year-old man, raised an eyebrow at my reply. He was skeptical. I mean, he'd read my file, seen the resume I'd worked so hard to compile over the last 4 years. And, though I was confident in my abilities, how was I going to sit there and call myself special when I knew he'd seen better? When I knew that in a city like this one, there are plenty of kids as good or better than I am on paper. We go through our entire lives with people promising us that we are special. The adults in our world, out of love, of course, assure us that our thoughts and feelings are important, that what we have to say matters, that we matter. The fact that we're special is the premise upon which we build our foundation. I am part of a generation that gets certificates just for showing up, plaques for participation and praise in spite of, and indeed in reward of, mediocrity. And with all this praise for being just the way we are, many of us are blind to the fact that we can do better, that we can aim higher, work harder, and achieve greater. We've been assured again and again that everyone, each and every one of us, is special. And while the thought is comforting, I have to say that I disagree. By the very definition of the word, we can't all be special, because if everyone is special, no one is. So then it stands to reason that maybe despite what our parents told us, you and me and everyone, we're not born special. You don't just get to be extraordinary because you exist. It's something you have to become, something you have to earn. And, like anything worth having, it isn't easy. Despite what you've been told, sometimes just being yourself isn't enough. You have to be your best self. Bring your all to the table to make people take notice. In a city, a country, a world filled with talent, it's not enough to be different. We're all different. Instead, you have to prove through your actions that you are a person worth remembering, because not everyone is. Not everyone will be. So, in my interview, when I was asked what it is that makes me so special, I couldn't help but panic. I couldn't help but to go with my gut and to call it like I see it. And I am under no false assumption that I matter just because I take up space and inhale oxygen. Nor do I think I'm special because some part of my DNA must vary, if only slightly, from the rest of the population. I know the world existed long before I did and that it'll keep on doing just that after I'm gone. I want to matter, though. It's my goal to become special, to grow into someone worth remembering, but I'm on a time crunch. I mean, I am going to die eventually, and as far as I know, I only have one shot at this whole life thing. Still, I try not to let that fact intimidate me. I try to let the limited nature of my time here push me to experience and live and accomplish all I can to create a lasting impact before my time runs out. That interviewer at San Francisco Coffee was a Harvard alumnus from the Atlanta area. And despite my hesitance at that one question, the interview was the best one I've ever had because it challenged me to think, to go off script, ponder questions I'd never bothered to ask. This fall, I look forward to attending Harvard University, where I, along with thousands of others, will seek truth, seek knowledge, and seek the passions that will allow us to become our extraordinary, notable, special selves. And for all of us in the class of 2014, I wish the following. 1. Seek challenge wherever you go. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that nothing worth having comes easily. Nothing extraordinary occurs without risk. 2. Get to know yourself inside and out, then become friends with that person. If you don't learn to like yourself, you're going to be spending your entire life with someone you don't like. 3. If you're ever struggling with a life decision, big or small, ask yourself the following. What would I do if I weren't afraid? Factoring fear out of the equation is difficult, I would know, but that fear and uncertainty will always be there. What distinguishes great people, extraordinary people, is the ability to be bold in the face of the unknown, to not let fear cripple you into playing it safe. Now, as we all leave this place after 7 years, I know that each and every one of us in the class of 2014 has the potential to grow into her specialness, to become her extraordinary self. And I look forward to watching us do it. Thank you.